Welcome to the Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast, the podcast where we make 5-minute decisions that can change your business, your relationships, and your life. Hey, this is Dean Soto, founder of ProSulum.com, ProSulum.com, and we're here for another Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. Today's topic is this. Sometimes everything goes brown. That and more coming up. So I am currently, for the last few hours, it was about I want to say it was about 3 hours. I've probably put in about 8 hours worth of weeding on my property. For those who don't know, I'm on about 20 acres of very hilly, very rocky property. What that means is that you cannot weed you can't just cut your grass. You have to use a weed whacker pretty much all over the place. All this rock is granite and it's just kind of all over the place. So you try to use a lawnmower, you're going to just fall over, tip over, and all other stuff. It's just not, it just don't work. All right. So of that 20 acres, I have to weed whack around, trying to say probably about 3 acres of what I have, because it has to be, you have to bring down the grass or bring down the weeds down to about 4 inches within 100 feet of your property. And the reason is because of brush fires. So where we live, it's a very high brush fire area. And because of that, there are certain things that need to be done. Certain trees need to be trimmed in specific ways so that they're not touching other trees, which I'm looking at right now and saying, I need to cut that branch, I need to cut this branch, there's a couple of different branches and things like that I need to cut and put into little piles. And there's other things that you have to do. It's just part of being in the country. As soon as you start getting out of the city, a lot of city folk think, oh my gosh, yeah, get out of the country. Oh, those people are stupid. It's so simple and blah, blah, blah. But once you get out in the country, you realize very quickly that it is much, much, much harder living in the country. And it takes a lot more intelligence living in the country, because everything is not handed to you on a silver platter. It's the whole city mouse and country mouse type thing, right? So here you have to find creative ways to, whether you're having someone come out and do the stuff for you, or you're doing it yourself, or you find a mix between the two, or you find something that can, some kind of animal that can keep all of the weeds down, whatever it might be. You have to figure out a way to have all of this stuff that pops up after all this green, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful green that occurs right after winter. January, February, March, and going into April, like half of April. It's more like February, March, April. It looks like the Chronicles of Narnia out here. It is so awesome. We get a lot of rain, so we get to hear our creek. It is wonderful. And you start seeing all this green pop up, and you're just like, wow, this is great. This is amazing. This is why I came out here. This is exactly why I came out here. It's just pure, unadulterated beauty. And then May comes around. End of April, early May, and the wildflowers start to kind of die off a little bit, and the green very quickly turns into brown. And the brown very quickly turns into something that can destroy your entire house. because the higher that these weeds, the higher that they are, the more likely that they're going to throw fire essentially all over the place. And so you have to go out and you have to weed whack a big chunk. I'm looking at my chickens over there. Hey chickens, those box. You have to weed it a whole bunch. You have to whack them. A lot of the people over here who have flatter land, all they have to do is hop on a lawnmower, hop on one of those riding mowers and start mowing. For me, I have to whack this land, all of it, just tons of it. And was once green and magical and amazing. It looked amazing and looked awesome and just made you want to come out and stay outside and just enjoy the beauty. What once was that very quickly turned into something that's dead and boring and drab and almost goes from Narnia to Mordor. And so it's hard because to enjoy the beauty that's here for 3 months, because I actually like the winter too, but it's still brown. The winter feels great. You get snow, you get rain, you get all that other stuff. I love it. But to enjoy the immense beauty, I mean completely, just the beauty overwhelms you and dominates you. In order to enjoy that, you have to be willing to endure and know how to handle. Hey, ladies, what are you doing there, ladies? I love those chickens. I have no food for you. Sorry, I have no food. Sorry, you want to get pet? Sorry, I got to pet the chickens. They don't always let me pet them, but if they want some petting, they're going to get some. Come on, ladies. All right, fine. It's funny, they're looking at me going now. They're like, hey, do you have any food? What's going on here? There's some water over there. What do you guys want? You guys want some food? Okay. Ladies, please. It feels like I'm in college right now. Oh my gosh, got all these ladies around me. Nice. Just kidding, that's not how it was. I went to online college, so yeah. Anyway, you want to follow me up to the house? Follow me up to the house. But you have to be willing to endure. And not just endure, know what to do and know how to take care of all of this drab, boring, sad looking, and even dangerous brown stuff, the weeds that were once wildflowers. You have to know how to handle all of that. You have to be willing to handle all of it and know that the better you handle it now, the better it's going to be later. Because, for example, last year, we used a lot of chemicals on the weeds near our house, and it made it so nothing could even grow. So we have almost no grass in front of our house. Even a lot of the people here have some kind of wild grass. That wild grass allows them to just, it's almost like having your own lawn, but it lasts. It's always there, even though it turns dry and everything like that. During the summer, it's nice and green and everything like that. It's a lawn that you don't have to really take care of that much. However, for me, a lot of it's dirt, because we destroyed, I shouldn't say destroyed it, but we killed a lot of that grass and the ability for it to grow in front of our house. Now it's slowly getting better and better and better. And so now we're just weed whacking it so that we have this green that's in front of our house, that we have some amount of life around our house. even though that is more inconvenient from a fire safety way or from a maintenance way, right? So these are the things that you have to consider when you're out here, and be willing to make the sacrifice of a few days of weed whacking or to pay someone to do it. In fact, last year I paid someone to do it. This year I'm doing it myself, and I enjoy it. And I have the time to do it because of the systems virtual assistants at ProSulum that I have. They handle the majority of everything that I do. I really have a ton of time on my hands, and so I can be out here every day doing this weed whacking for acres and acres and acres and acres, right? And so what's the point of this? Why is this all important? Guess what? You're going to have these dry times in your business. You're going to have it to where you feel like you're just completely drowning in everything. In your marriage, you're going to have these dry times in your marriage where sometimes it could last for years. For me, I had a dark time that lasted for almost 10 years. Yeah, from 2009 to about 2008. It was on and off during that time but ultimately I had some really dark things happening during that time that I did not experience the first 5 years of my marriage, from 2005 to first 4 years, that I didn't experience. And it was only 2018. Sorry, did I say 2008? 2018 to 2000. So last year that I was starting to get out of it, and now I'm out of it and onto other things, right? It might be with your relationships, might be with your spirituality, might be with your body, but you're going to have these dry times. You're going to have these times that challenge you, right? You're going to have these times that make you wonder how you could possibly move forward, how you can even stay where you're at, if that's where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to stay where you're at, or if you're supposed to move somewhere else. You're always going to have these very, very dry times, and you just have to learn creative ways to get through them, right? There's going to be ways to get through them. I know I have had a lot of clients who came to me because they were spending way too much time with their business, and they wanted to spend more time working. Working with their family. They want to spend more time working. They want to spend more time with their family, right? And so they had to learn how to create systems. They had to even change their mindset on creating systems, learn how to delegate. They had to be okay with letting someone else do stuff. I mean, that's a big change, right? And that dryness they were feeling, those dry times where their families were begging them to be a part of their life, and they said they couldn't because they literally did not have the skill set. They didn't have the skills to delegate at all. That is a rough feeling to be in, almost helpless feeling. Luckily, they came and got virtual assistants from me and moved on to bigger, better things. However, not everyone's like that. Not everyone would make that decision or have the guts to make that decision, right? So there's something right now that maybe you're going through a dry spot, or that you anticipate, or you went through a dry spell. But more than likely you're in a dry spell right now, right? There's something in your life that is not meeting your expectations. And what I want you to do is I just challenge you to look at creative ways to deal with it. For me, it was doing the Wake Up Warrior program. For you, it might be connecting in your church more. It might be hiring someone. It might be firing someone. It might be getting some other. It might be, getting some other type of nutrition in you, because sometimes it might be a chemical imbalance, or it might be something that's causing you to feel that way, or nutritional imbalance. I was taking these nootropics, really, really popular nootropics, these brain pills that I saw on Facebook, and they would make me super, super creative, But the downside is they would actually make me super tired. And I tested this to see if it was just me or not, but it ended up being that every time I took these things, I'd have these big, good breakthroughs, but then it would make me into the grumpiest, most tired person ever. It didn't happen to everybody, but for me, that's what happened. I would just be super groggy for about 2 days after I took it. And grumpy as heck. I just wanted to stay in bed. And so sometimes it is a nutritional thing. Sometimes it is something that you're taking, maybe vitamins. Maybe you're not taking any vitamins. Whole food vitamins. I take whole food vitamins and I went from feeling tired all the time to having a great amount of energy. But there's something that is causing you to feel this sense of dryness. So I challenge you today, this weekend, to see and just explore what that might be. Explore what that might be and make a difference. Try a change. You can always try a change, see what happens, and if it doesn't make a difference, go back. Or if it makes a bad difference, go back. But if it makes a great difference, boom, something has changed, and it was just from a simple decision to try something different. All right, this is Dean Soto, Freedom in 5 Minutes. Go check out prosulum.com, prosulum.com. If you want a free 30-minute consultation, see if a systems virtual assistant is right for you, someone you can show how to do something in 5, 10, 15 minutes and then never have to do that thing again. Go check out prosulum.com and sign up for a free 30-minute consultation. If you like what you're hearing, subscribe on iTunes. Subscribe on Spotify. Subscribe on Stitcher. The Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast. All of that stuff. And if you like what you're hearing as well, please leave a review. I would love it. It helps me a lot. It helps you a lot. And it helps these to keep on going. All right. Dean Soto, Freedom in 5 Minutes. I will catch you in the next Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast episode.